Guys, I made my last video about a year ago. I want to give an update of basically everything I still use, what I've added on to this, and how everything's held up. This is the same box, same Husky box. It's held up great. I've had this box for about 2 years now, and I had no real complaints. The only thing that has happened so far is this second drawer on the bottom box sometimes gets stuck. It'll stick out a little bit. Let me see if I can get it to do it, just like that. It's not that big a deal. Just gotta push it shut. It might be from, I mean, these wrenches are heavy. Everything in this drawer is pretty heavy. I'm going to assume it's over capacity. I'm not sure what this drawer is rated for, but it's definitely heavy. But that's about anything. It's my only complaint would be so far with this box. And I do keep them. I do keep the slides lubricated, and that which does help. I would definitely suggest keeping them lubricated on any box really. But as far as my 3/8 drawer, pretty much all the same stuff. In a way, in a sense. I mean, this is that Craftsman Socket Set from my last video. The last video was like a year ago. I don't really remember exactly what I had in this drawer or how I had it set up. But now this is the same Craftsman set. Everything's held up great in here. Haven't broken anything, and I do use a lot of these sockets on a daily basis. I mean, you know, most of them anyway. In this industry, I mean, your e-torques, your inverted torques, you don't use them that often. On some stuff like Sprinter vans, Mercedes, or BMW, Freightliner, Sprinters, stuff like that, you will. But I usually use my Blue Point set for stuff like that. If that is going to break, then I have on Blue Point. It's a lot easier to warranty that, since the guy comes here and take the Craftsman stuff to, Lowe's or wherever, Lowe's now, or Sears if your Sears still has it. One thing I did add on in this drawer, I added these on, metric and standard. Got this metric set down there. These are the SunX magnetic socket set, 1/4-inch drive. They're a lifesaver. They really are. When you need them, like when you need something that the bolt or the nut is going to fall at the angle that you're on, you definitely want a nice set of magnetic sockets. And they weren't that expensive. I think I got them on Amazon through SunX. I don't know the price offhand. I want to say maybe 40 bucks, but don't quote me on that. So the Tecton, what is that? They're the metric shallows and the standard deep sockets right there. These two. I want to get the standard shallow and the metric deep soon. I've been using them for a while. These are still Pittsburgh 3/8 extensions. So with that one, these snap on. These are like the super shallow socket and the ratchet. These really do come in handy for certain things. It's not something you're going to use every day, but when you want that room, you got it with that. There was like buy one get those free. Get the standards for free. Pretty much, I got the Wobble Plus extensions from Snap-on, 1/4-inch drive. They're great. They work really well. Another thing in here, I don't know if I had this last time, but this is like a stud extractor. This thing does work amazing. I think this is Snap-on. I got this off the Snap-on truck, I believe. I don't know what brand it is, but it will be warranted if it breaks. It's still like my hand tools, like pliers and whatnot. Some of the same stuff. I still got I got some Snap-on adjustables now for bigger hydraulic lines. Everything in here is still about the same. Everything is used on a daily basis, no complaints. Only thing that these are the extra long needle nose pliers from Harbor Freight, the Pittsburgh brand. The handles, I mean, of course, the handles will flex though if you really squeeze something too hard, but that's about it on that end. Same with this is on my wrenches. It could be a little better organized right here, but this stuff I just threw in my box on Friday. I got some Snap-on, so I have a lot of Craftsman, some Pittsburgh, just random stuff picked on. These are Mac offset wrenches, Craftsman crow's feet, bunch of different wrenches back there. Gearwrench, the flex heads, these work nice. Anything, the 14 mil, the head like loosens up. And I've tried every single size out there to try and tighten this. I can't even, where are we at? Right there. I've tried every single size. I just can't find one that fits. Like literally every size that's on the market. I'm not sure if Gearwrench uses a special size for that, or maybe just me. I don't know. But I have a set that covers every single size, and nothing fits in that. So not too sure what to do about that. I might just warranty that 14. I can warranty it through my Snap-on guy. I don't know if I had these the last time. These are the short ratcheting wrenches, Craftsman. They're nice. I don't use them that often. I use a lot of your box end wrenches.
with adjustable crow's foot. And I bought that, and I think I maybe used it once. But other than that, that's my wrench drawer. Here's my 1/2-inch drawer, which I showed you in the last video as well. These are all the same sockets too, all the same, and I use these every day of the week. The 15/16, I use this a lot. It's very common. Brake chambers and a lot of other stuff, and this takes a beating. Hasn't broken yet. Held up very well. The 18 mil. I beat the shit out of it. I think I hit this thing with a sledgehammer a few times. But for what's that socket set, like 30 bucks? You can't beat that for that price. There's no reason to go spend $1,000 on sockets when I can buy a lifetime supply of sockets for that from Harbor Freight, and they work just as good. I think, yeah, I got that torque wrench, 3/4-inch torque wrench. I got that a few months ago. I think like 6 months ago, probably at this point. I do use that. I use that a lot, especially for if you're doing a wheel seal. If you got to pull a hub, you got to make sure you torque your axle nut down to spec and everything. So on certain ones like the cone style, you need a lot of a lot of torque on those. So a nice long 3/4-inch torque wrench is nice. Some shops will supply it. My shop did supply one as well. Buy one of my own. But it's something that I can use. Pretty much all the same sockets here. I got some long picks there, but yeah, some cage bolts, 3/4-inch deep socket. Pretty much all the same stuff as the last video. That drawer gets wobbly sometimes. This drawer is definitely over capacity, but still slides and works well, so that's what it is. These are the Gearwrench, the extra long ratcheting box end wrenches. I got these on repo. I think this set goes from 8 mil all the way up to 25, and I've got the whole set for 100 bucks. That was a killer deal if you ask me. I use them a lot. I use them a couple times a week, pretty much daily. These service wrenches from Pittsburgh are great, but anything they did, the kit, they gave me 2 inch and 5/8 instead of 1.5 inch. So they put where the 1.5 inch is supposed to be, there was 2 inch and 5/8, so I gotta return that. But I do use those a lot, especially for hydraulic fittings. Same with these. This is a kit I bought on Amazon for like 50 bucks with SunX kit. For how I'm not going to use these that frequently, so I couldn't justify buying a $1,000 plus kit from Snap-on for something I only use once in a blue moon. But I did use the 1.5 inch, 1.25 a few times last week on a bus. Had to do a fan hub and get the hydraulic fittings off of the fan hub, and they held up great. They held up great for something that you're going to use a few times here and there. It's well worth the money. I think these are the same wrenches I had last time. These are Mac offset wrenches. These are the Craftsman set from Sears. And get the job done well. What we got in here? SunX offset wrenches here. They go from 1 3/8 up to 2 inch, I believe it is. I got that on Amazon for like 100 bucks. Then right there is the jumbo wrenches from Pittsburgh. Again, something you're not really going to use that often. Maybe unless you do hydraulics all day, then you definitely will use them often. But for the price you pay for them, they're a killer deal. Snap-on 15-piece screw extractor set. I use that a lot, sadly. If something doesn't go right, it breaks, well, there you go. An extractor set, definitely get yourself one of them. And spend the money on Snap-on in case the extractor self breaks, and you can get that warranted, no problem. The deep well extractor set, definitely get yourself one of those. I think I had that in my last video. That's a digital micrometer. Cummins, and I do a lot of Cummins, and this is a fuel rail plug. I have 6 of them. I have all 6. I don't know, they're in one of these drawers, but this is basically tell you if you have a bad injector, if your rail won't build up enough pressure, then plug that injector. If it starts and that's your bad injector right there, the injector's bypassing. So they're great to have. I don't know if you need a part number on that. There's your part number right there, CJ158. If you want me to do a review on this is the Nest Tools to thread repair kit, internal and external. It's pretty badass. I haven't seen any reviews on YouTube, like real world reviews on stuff. I've seen some demo videos, but it does work. It does work pretty well. I have not tried the internals yet. I've done the externals. There's some pretty big studs and bolts, and it did work really well. So if you actually want to see a review on that, just comment below and I'll make one. These are pretty pricey. A little cheaper on Amazon, but I got it from Snap-on just so if it did break, I can warranty it. So stuff like that has a higher possibility of breaking, I would always get from Snap-on. Oil filters. What we got here? Strap wrench I added. I think I added that set from Blue Point. Added this for your bigger Pentacar filters, Cummins, whatever really. Some other filter wrenches, but for the most part, this is all the same. All the same stuff. I use this, you know, if we're doing PMs. I at least do one of those a day. So, what else we got in here? This kit is amazing. Here, I want to show you. This is a 3/8 torque wrench right here. I think I had that last time. I did not have this Blue Point set. Has all your different torques. Has pretty much everything. It's a full set of everything you would need. I think I got it for like $300 maybe, but it's well worth the money. Because again, something like this can break, especially if you need to use it on an impact. And you know, with Blue Point or Snap-on, dude comes and you warranty it. It's not a problem. So I would definitely suggest getting that. There's the part number there. This is the tap one. It's a truck anchor press for brake anchors. I have a video on that. Go check that out. It's a great tool. Still have my power probe, and this is one of my scanners from Snap-on. I think it's the Edge. I forget what the hell which one it is. Multimeter. That's a pinning kit, pin set. Terminal release set. Couldn't even think of the name for a second. Not something I use very often, so I don't really have to worry about that. Pipe. There's a flaring tool down there. If we're doing brake lines or something, or a flare tool. Do double flares, do whatever you need with that. Coolant pressure tester. Put that back in there. Just some welding helmet. I didn't get that list. This is from Yes Welder on YouTube. I mean on Amazon. Hell of a welding helmet too. It does its job really well. Has a lot of good settings. I weld. I was a welder before. You know, I got into being a mechanic, and those helmets work great. I use them out on the field all the time. What's in here? Just random stuff. Pretty much screwdrivers, some scrapers, random tape measure. I did not know that was in there. Another tape measure. This is kind of just like a junk drawer. This is some electrical stuff. If you don't have one of these, I did add this on here. That's the last video. This is a relay buddy. Open this real quick. They just plug your relay in there. It'll do 4-pin or 5-pin. Plug that relay in there. You hook that up to your car battery, and it'll test if it's good. But from experience, I still don't always rely on that, because I've had one that tested good before and it was bad. So but 99% of the time it is accurate. But I still, I always check myself as well as that. I got this test light off Amazon. The thing works great. It was like 20 bucks. Couldn't beat it. And it came with a free roll of electrical tape. Pretty good deal for 20 bucks if you ask me. This torch right here, I do not suggest this torch. But it does stay on. It sticks on and burns the butane out of the lines. And then, if you don't realize that it's on, you will burn your stuff up. I burnt my leads up on my multimeter. I had to buy new leads, of course. What else do we got? Definitely added some ratchets here. Here's a thread chase for knock sensors. Here, I think that's a Lyle. Because they're always, same with O2 sensors and stuff, they're always corroded. That's the size right there. Got a unit bit. This for checking brakes. Thread gauge, or tire depth gauge, feeler gauge. This is kind of like a go, no-go gauge for your brakes, brake drum. Really easy to use. It tells you all your 30 seconds. You put it in this way, and it'll stop, basically telling you how much life you have left on your shoe. When you're doing a state inspection, that's a lot, good way to go. It's just quick. It's quick and easy. It's pretty much all my ratchets, and that's your some 1/4 inch and 3/8. Up here, just got my screwdrivers. This drawer gets messy and unorganized pretty well, pretty quickly. In that box right there, just a bunch of random nuts and bolts and junk and leftover parts. Same with up on the wall. I think that's off of Cummins. That's off of 6.7 Cummins up there. I don't know. I think that was the GM. I think I did a rear main seal on a Chevy 2500. That's what that was in that box. That funnel's awesome. It's like a spill-free funnel for a coolant. That's badass. I love this thing too, especially for doing hydraulics when you can't get to the hydraulic tank, or doing anything really, even filling transmissions when you can't get to it. It's a mighty vac, fluid filler and extractor. Right now I'm kind of just letting it gravity bleed. gravity drain down in the line, and on Monday I'll empty all that out. Look at my Milwaukee batteries, all my manuals and my, from school and all that fun stuff. Inspection class. Turn this fan off. Here I got my air hammer. Still, I think I had this set up last time. Some drill bits. There's a lot of pneumatic stuff in there. And here, just a bunch of random standard wrenches. Everything in this drawer is standard. Some screwdrivers back there. Somebody just gave me all these wrenches pretty much. As here you go. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to turn that down. And here I got some extra long screwdrivers. I got this stuff for a steal, man. I paid $100 for this set, and I think $100 for both of these. And that was a killer deal. Some dude was basically retiring, and these are brand new, still in the wrapper. I paid $100 for both of them. Snap ring pliers, you definitely get yourself a good set of them because the tips break off if it's a cheaper set. Here's all my Milwaukee stuff. I did do a review on this and these. I think that was my last video. I did a review on the 3/8 stubby. I beat the hell out of this thing. Still holding up great. It hasn't really skipped a beat. I have no complaints at all. And from the last video, you can tell it's definitely been well abused. Same with this. This thing is, I've had this for 2 years now, and I use this a lot. Beat the total hell out of it. Still holding up. Still takes off lug nuts off tractors with ease. This is the Ingersoll Rand. I think it's a 2235 Ti Max. This thing is a monster. It's a beast. And I love the cordless. I love to have that, I don't have to drag an airline around. Things of that sort, but nothing beats the sound of an Ingersoll Rand air gun. Like nothing. And the power, they're definitely powerful. But I did do a review video about both of them, taking off some lug nuts. So go check that out if you haven't already. What else did I add? I did add that. I added this, the 1/2-inch fuel ratchet from Milwaukee. That thing's a beast too. Thing's badass. I haven't used that recently. I kind of forget that I have it sometimes. I use that cutoff wheel all the time. I use that all the time. The snap-on. I use this. If I'm in the shop, if I'm on the road, I'll bring the cordless. But if I'm in the shop, I'll use that most of the time. Unless I got to cut something quick, then I'll just use a cordless one. Down here, just kind of a mess right now. Bendy magnet, a hood prop, but I'll use this for doing other stuff. The whole brake pedals down, to hold a clutch down, do a clutch adjustment, things like that. Grease joint revitalizer right there. The thing is sweet, does work really well. That's your 2 glad hands to put air to a truck or trailer. What's that? Brass punch. Here's some hammers. I've added a good amount of stuff since last video, for damn sure, but I kind of forget here and there what it is. This fan feels great right now. It's probably like 98 in the shop at the moment. High bars. I got that grease gun. On Friday too. Yeah, that thing's nice. It makes. We have like a pneumatic grease gun with a big barrel on it, but instead of I can drag that on their truck a lot easier. I can drag that. Don't forget a big pry bar, which I think I showed you in the last video. I still use that almost every day. Check for kingpins, take tires on and off, do a lot of stuff with that. Other than that, I think that's it. Pretty much everything's held up really well. So that's just for people that, say that you need snap-on. You don't need a snap-on. It's, you really don't. Snap-on again is amazing. They make some great tools. When you think something will break, get it from Snap-on. It's simple as that. That way you can warranty it with ease, no questions asked. But as far as this Craftsman set went, I think I got this whole kit for like $200. It's that, like the one in the carrying case. I just put the drawers, I took them out and put them in here. And they just held up great. I haven't broken anything. Same with the Pittsburgh in here. I haven't even broke one socket yet. The only thing I did break from Pittsburgh was the 3/8 to a half. This is 3/4 to 1/2 inch, but I broke. You can even see this one twisted, if you can tell. See, there's a twist in it. These are not strong at all. I broke the 3/8 to 1/2 inch one by hand. So if you're going to get something like that, go with Snap-on. 100%. Got that ratchet since last time, but I'm waiting. I'm ready now to kind of buy a box. I don't know if I want to pull the trigger on a Snap-on box yet. I was gonna wait a little bit, pretty much pay like mostly all cash for it. So I might
Probably towards like September, I might get, I don't know, a big epic box. I'm not sure what size, but I get a epic box. I want to get the hutch and 2 side cabinets. I want to get something nice. I want to do it up well. But other than that, guys, yeah, everything's held up well. If you want to see a review of that Nest Tools thread repair kit, just leave a comment below and I'll post one up. All right, see you guys.